looks like. I should know more about this matchup from watching Eli and Mira play, but I don't remember how it tends to go. I would expect that some of Lara's tools in neutral can be a pain for Honda to deal with, but the lack of an invulnerable reversal means that a lot of Honda's corner nonsense would be a real pain to deal with.
Yeah, it is. I'll try not to show my bias towards Honda. Because I see cool Hondas, but then whenever I fight them in ranked, like, even if they're different players, they all do the same thing, and that's just the headbutt from full screen that I can't punish with the character I'm using. And then they just do random, like, sumo throws and the butt drops, and I'm like, I don't like this.
See, the key is just to preemptively DP the headbutt, and then you're good, right?
Whenever I try, it just doesn't come out. Like, can I stop?
Boom! That's how you start the fight.
Round one. Fight.
And you were not wrong about the round start headbutt. And that was the medium elbow. So punch successfully. The overhead lands. Not quite time to continue the combo with the projectile. You're seeing here situations where... Throw a good command throw.
Ooh,
Glaciator, unfortunately, yeah, out of range, getting punished for it. Cross up into tick throw.
You keep throwing each other in the corner.
And a nice whiff punish there. That EX elbow.
Ding ding! I took this round.
And Tiago in chat saying he's just trying to return the grabs. Like, you hug me, I'll hug you too. And someone needs to tell all these grapplers that still need to maintain social distancing. Say, as they back off. And good elbows, a few good pokes coming out here from Glaciator, but she's having some trouble just sort of maintaining their pressure.
Laura has some good mix-ups with the charged fireballs, so she has the overhead V skill and can let one hit of the fireball land and then go in and space it out. She's got a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
Ooh,
for sure.
Multi-hit went through the EX. Ooh, the grab mix-up.
And Glaciator, she takes game number 1, getting a lot of mileage off of just cross-up tick throw. So kind of an interesting first match. You know, when you think about the way that Lara would play against someone who generally has stubbier buttons, that wasn't necessarily it in my mind, but it was working. Right? Being airborne a decent amount of the time, following the projectiles in on occasion, some of that raw V skill, as we see it twice in a row there, also paying dividends.
It's funny because E-Honda does have a good anti-air with his stand-in heavy punch, but he doesn't really have a DP except for a well-timed sumo headbutt. There's a slight invincibility on startup, so it can be used to catch a jump at what is happening. He's just jumping around the whole
Glaciator jumping back and forth.
He's just trying to get in his head. Just like, where am I going to actually hit you from?
And apparently it worked. 2 command grabs into neutral jump.
Laura's V skill with the dash can make her so scary for command grabs.
Yep, or situations like that.
Yeah. They fake out a grab and then they get hit by the lingering projectile.
Yeah, letting her get that projectile out is really tough if you're someone who doesn't have a good way to go under it. It is her controlling the neutral button if you let her get it off.
Something that might help Honda here is more of the I forget what his move is called when he goes in the air. It's called the butt slam, so it can go over the projectile.
Yep, I agree.
Because if it hits Laura first, then the projectile goes away.
Yeah, and it works as an anti-air on occasion as well. So in a lot of these situations where Glaciator's jumping around a bit more, and we can see she successfully applies that pressure, does manage to take game number 2 as well. But when they're jumping around like that, there's a good chance that one of those butt slams from Honda would just catch her right out of the air.
Yes, because a lot of people forget that it has a hitbox on the way up, because they mostly just use it for pressure or a cross-up attempt.
Round 1. Fight!
And again, that jump in with the incoming airborne attack as the tick into a throw. And 2 whiffed grabs. Now just trading pokes back and forth.
They're both simple mix-ups that can really catch some people off guard. Is the empty jump into either a grab or a low, and it can lead to big damage if people aren't ready for it.
Glaciator armoring through the pressure the first time, getting a counter hit the second time, and just a clean jump in to take what may be the second to last round of the set.
Round 2. Fight!
Maybe some more EX headbutt usage from Honda would help here to just armor through and get a hit off.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
you know, the strategy we're seeing here from Glaciator with Honda, using some of the longer buttons in neutral, which in general is going to be effective against Honda, covering the approach with the projectile, and setting up this tick throw game, it's been effective. You know, we can say it's for me it strikes me as, you know, a little bit odd, but if it's working, why would you change it? And I love seeing the fact that she's recognizing that, like, hey, I don't need to change anything. If I keep doing the same thing, I'm going to keep taking these rounds. Sort of pushing the impetus over on FutureBeats to change up what he's doing.
I agree. I think some of the game plan from Glaciator is that Honda has a couple moves that can just armor through. So by keeping the space and like setting up the tip throws, then he can't really armor because he only has 1 hit of it instead of the 3 with the projectile.
Yeah, and with that, Glaciator coming through as a stand-in at the last minute. Really appreciate them showing up. And she will take that set. Good stuff. Really happy to have you with us. And thank you for filling in at the last moment. Literally the last moment. Nappa just not